All right, I was giving you the reasons why those different quadrants are positive. So now let's go to graph it. All right, so then that pi over 4 that we got up here, every pi over 4 line, that's what I'm going to call our auxiliary lines. It's going to be really embarrassing if I spelled auxiliary wrong. But, all right, okay. So here we are. Let's graph it. So here's our first auxiliary line. This is pi over 4. Here's our next auxiliary line. Pi over, 3 pi over 4. 5 pi over 4. 7 pi over 4. All right. And so then we just want to go around and see what's happening. So we can make, this is when we usually make our theta and R chart. So we want to go on and include all our auxiliary lines now, because that's telling us when is R positive, when is it negative. Now you might be able to find a pattern here. Let's see if we can find the pattern. So R was 3 cosine 2 theta. So that's 3 cosine of 0, which is 3. 3 cosine 2 times pi over 4. And so that's really cosine of pi over 2, which is 0. So then we get a 0. Then we get 3 cosine 2 times pi over 2. So cosine of pi, so we get negative 3, which we knew it was going to be negative here at pi over 2. So here's our negative values. And then we substitute in we get 0, substitute in here, and we're back at 3. So what are we doing? At 0, we go out 3, and then at pi over 4, we're back at 0. So we got something that looks like this. Okay, and then at pi over 2, we're at negative 3. So instead, we extend the line through the origin and go out 3. I can't go out 3. All right. So we have this region. For this whole region, the R's are negative. I should probably do it in a different color. Let's say the R's are pink. All the R's are negative in this region, so it's going to be reflected down to this region. All right, so we have our R from the origin, and it goes out to our point. All right, now I think you guys can see the pattern here. You can substitute in, you can still substitute in with our auxiliary lines. And then 2 pi. But what we're going to get once you substitute in, we're going to get 0, negative 3, 0, and then when it's 2 pi, you get 3 again. All right. So this quadrant's negative. All right, so we're finally in this quadrant. However, the R's are negative in here too, so it gets reflected across the origin into this region. We have at pi over 2, you're down at this point, and then we're going back to the origin. All right, because that's 3 pi over 4 is back at the origin. At pi, we're out to 3, and it's positive. So we got to go out 3 when we're at pi. Okay, and then it's positive in our next region. We go back to the origin, and then we're going to be back into this pink area, this pink area again, which is going to get reflected up here. And so here we go, and we go out to -3, and then we have this orange area gets reflected up to this orange area, and we keep on going. There we are. So then finally, at 7 pi over 4, we had that it equaled 0, and then once we got to 2 pi, we got to go out 3. And in this region here, we have the r's are positive again. So then we go out to here. And that's our graph. Finally, we made it back. And I wish I could ask you guys what you thought this was called, but we're going to call it a 4-leafed rose. All right, wonderful. So we made that, and it looks beautiful. Let's make one more.